Alright, everyone. So, today, what is this? This is called like Pascal's triangle. And it has something, it has a visual. Let me see if I can. It has something like this, where it's is that it? Yeah, and then 1, 3, no, 1, 3, 1. Yeah. And I think over here, 1, hang on, it's a graphic, or it's a GIF that moves to 4, 6, 4, 1. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Let's move this up here. This has this first. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows in rows, and then it makes a list of lists. Let's see, is anybody jumping on right now? No, nobody's here right now, but we'll just kind of walk through this. So, all right, given an integer in rows, return the first in rows. Return the first in rows. That makes it sound like it's this, but it's the output is this. In rows of Pascal's triangle. In Pascal's triangle, each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it, as shown. All right. So since this is here, all right, because that's a pretty good. I think I copied that pretty well. I'll put the URL in chat so everyone can look at it. I don't know if I should put it in chat or if I should put it in. You doing good? Yeah. All right, cool. I will see you sometime later today. All right. So here we are. All right, we got some people jumping in here. So we're looking at something called a Pascal's triangle. Pascal, I thought was a painter, but maybe a mathematician. And if you look on the URL for this, it has a graphic, a GIF that circles through and cycles through, and it says that directly above it. So I guess their argument is it falls down here. Let's see, since there's not two. All right. This almost feels Fibonacci-y. So it has to be 2 above it and come down here, and on the edges it stays 1. So what would this be then? So this should be 5. Then this should be, okay, I need another space. So this should be 10. But now we're going to have a spacing issue. Okay. But 4 and 1, 5. 4 and 6, 10. Then another 10. But we have space problem. So now we got to do some sort of padding. Ugh. I hate padding. Don't really like that, but we may solve it here. It's a little misshapen, but it's a little bit better. All right, do we have some people? Venki, good day to you as well. All right. So I don't know if you've jumped over to the URL, the link clicked on the link to see the graphic because my graphic was bad to get down to this other row. So let's go back. Didn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll stick with this row right here. And it actually just wants... No, it wants the output. I was like, it wants the 5. No, that's what it gives us. Sorry. 5 is the input. This list of lists is the output. So I kind of picked this. I think I've been avoiding this and also linked lists. We need to do a linked list one. And Venky, I think you've said you've worked with them before, and we'll probably need some input. But I want to thank everyone for all the support and coming to hang out, and that has been helping drive things to the channel. The over-engineering video that I recorded, I think on Monday, is doing really, really well. So I just want to tell everyone thank you. And also, if you just jumped on and you've not hit the like button, please go ahead and do that for me, because I'm trying to build some traction and spread my get out in front of as many people as possible to really help with the job search. And if the lighting is really well, we may do a video here in the middle before the sun comes and changes everything. That looks pretty all right. I went back and looked at yesterday's video, and I think I was trying not to smile, so my face looked very I don't know, dead, inactive. So I don't know. I think I just want to do 13K on subscribers. And one of the things that used to happen back when the channel was still really growing, really growing, and I was getting 600 to 700 views a day, the fall time when everyone was starting college, I used to always pick up quite a bit of things. So give me a second. What? I need to read that. Something. Just got a message from a place that I use a lot. All right. Let me send out something real fast, and then we'll keep going. My wife stayed home a few days because she wasn't feeling well, so she's back at work. So I want to text her. All right. Okay, so here we are. So let's see who all is jumped on right now. Dax, and it's hello and like time. I love it. Thank you, Dax. I greatly appreciate it. The list of lists, the output looks that way. Yes, it is a list of lists. I don't know if there's actually a better term for that, but I guess I always think about that as rows and columns when you have a list of lists or matrices. I never really got them in school. I was not good at the matrices, but whenever I think about lists, I always kind of wonder about that. And then I still really can't wrap my head around, because this is 2D. And then in NumPy, you're actually able to build a 3D array. And that, I can kind of get there. And then there's even 4D and 5D and just nth degrees. So let me check the color, the lighting, and we may just knock out today's video real fast, and then we'll get started. And then we won't get distracted. But as we've had more people jump in, I just want to tell everybody thank you for all the time and energy, because I know everyone here has other things going on and is busy and has obligations and coming to hang out. Some of you, it's the beginning of your day getting started and coming and hanging out, and then others on the other side of the globe coming and hanging out before they have to finish up their their chores around the house. So I just want to say thank you. It's not going unnoticed, because time is the only thing we can't control, and it's the most valuable asset we have, and we can't make more of it. Everything else, we so confused. We waste our time, and because we think we have plenty of it, and then we think we can't make other things, and we have it all backwards. And I am guilty of that as much as the next person, if not more. So, all right, let me check. Let's see. How do I want to go about doing this? I have it down here. Let's see what I want this to do. I'll move that down. And maybe then I'll do kind of like a screenshot here, and I have this. Yeah, let's do this. I think I like this. Or should I find it where it says 13K, since I'm going to say 13K? 13,000, 13K. What's everyone feeling? I don't know. I think I'm gonna do this. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna if you've not seen me do this before, so what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna pause the live stream. I literally just, with my OBS, I literally just record another layer on top of it, which is crazy to me. So you're actually gonna watch me record the video that will post today with this white background. How bad does this look? Let me check something. Oh, that's bad. Okay, no, not that. Closer. All right. That has a little bit of a yellow hue to it. All right, Here we are. All right. And 13,000 subscribers. Hi, everybody. This is Sam with Python Basics. And here we are at another milestone, and I just absolutely can't believe it. But we just passed 13,000 subscribers on the channel, and I just want to take a second to tell everyone here, thank you very much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the time and energy. I know you have plenty of other things to be doing, but you're taking time out of your very busy day and coming and watching these videos, commenting, joining the Discord server, helping the community grow, helping other individuals. And I just want to take a second to tell everyone thank you, because I wouldn't have this channel without you. And I don't want these milestones to go without being noticed, because it's you coming and spending your time here. Yes, I'm making the content, but it's all because of you and the motivation and the growth that you all have done, helping support me, keeping me motivated, sharing the things that you're solving. And it's just a really awesome experience, and I can't believe that I've gotten to do this for the past 7 years. So I just wanted to take a real quick second and tell everyone here, thank you so very much. And if this is the first video you're seeing, awesome. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. We do live streams during the day, most days, and we are putting out videos all the time. There are now 1,100 videos, 1,100. I think this is 1,105, 4 or 5 videos. So thank you very much. There's playlists that link all these together. There are unbelievable resources in the Discord server. If you've not clicked the Discord server, go ahead and do that down below. Join over there. Ask any questions you need help. We're here to help, motivate, and support, and give you all the encouragement that you need. But I just wanted to take a quick second and tell everyone thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. I really appreciate it. But as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. That felt a little yellow. All right, when we got that out of the way, I'll look at that when we get done here. So, all right, this Pascal thing. So what this reads is, given an integer num rows, return the first num rows of Pascal triangles. That sounds weird, because return the first num rows. And we've learned that they explicitly say the instructions. In Pascal's triangle, each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it as shown. And here's the example. So if you're given 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here's the actual output. That's the top row. That's the second row. That's the third row, fourth row, fifth row. So let's see if we can just get, I don't like that. There. Let's see if we can get this first. Let's see if we get the first two rows to come out. All right. So of course, if it's in, if n1, here, let's do this. We'll do this one first. Output, just a list. Whoa. All right. That's our list, and we need to begin to make a list of lists, right? So if you're not aware of lists of lists, so a list is if you're super brand new, which if you ever join and you join the live stream, just please make sure that we know that you're like a super beginner, because then I don't want to throw out lists of lists and you'd be like, hey. So I try to catch myself and not saying anything overcomplicated, because I try to assume that someone is in the room on the stream that is super brand new, and we try to go back. It's kind of like I remember when I used to read the journal all the time. They always assume that you know nothing about it, so they'll speak to a very complicated subject and then begin to dissect it, and then keep moving with the actual article. So, excuse me. So a list of lists. A list is a container, and you can put anything inside a container. And this is what took me forever to realize. Well, I got to get rid of that. So that is completely legal. Well, it helps if I assign this to a variable so we can do stuff to it. All right. So for I in x, print I. So the first thing is going to be 1, and the second one's going to be a string. So you can put anything in a container. You can put a list, and I could just keep going in here and have lists of lists of lists. But all it knows is the outside of inside the first list, everything inside the comma. Whoa, beside the comma is just that object. So all right, if we get 1, we're going to have. What are we coding to? Ammo, how are you? What are we coding today? We're coding something called a Pascal's triangle. And if we're giving, if we give, so the link is in the chat, and this is the sequence, and the number that is above it, I guess the 1 stays on the edge, then the following number is of the 2 numbers added together. So as you can see here, 1 and 2, you get 3. 2 and 1, you get 3. And as you are here, 1 and 1, you get 2. So we tried to do this 6th row, but there was a padding issue. But here's the output that we are expected if we are given 5. And of course, if we're given 1, here is a list of just the contents of 1. So the first row has 1 on it. Second row has a 1 and a 1. Third row has a 1, 2, and 1, and so on. And we go from there. So what we're doing is we're trying to just get this to work right now. And so we have our output, and then so I don't even know where to begin. Vinky, I don't know if you've put your thinking cap on for this, because I feel like we're gonna lean on Vinky a lot to solve this one, because I'm not even beginning to see this. So this is a pretty, I mean, we take this. So how did we derive to here? So if this was 1, so we start at 1. So for I in range num rows, because this is what we're going to be given. All right. Then I'm thinking about horse race as soon as I saw the list of lists. Oh, yes. I love that one. I don't know. I thought that was underrated in my my weak marketing skills, because I think that problem is so amazing. But that you have been, did we do that on a live stream, or the horse race challenge, or have you watched that video that I put out? Because I've taught a lot of these same subjects over and over and over again, so I'm just curious. I feel like I did horse race. You're talking about finding the fastest horse out of 25. But yes, that is a list of lists, and that is a cool challenge. And I can't remember if I came up with that as a proof of, because I believe that was a Elon Musk question of what is the fewest number of races to find the fastest horse with, and you don't have a stopwatch. And I think the answer is 7 races. 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, and then I think I took it to find. I don't have my watch on. Let's see. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, my wife has a fair amount of work drama, and like not just regular drama. Actually, like some pretty weird stuff that they're working through, some downsizing and layoffs and things like that. So it's they are yeah, they just make it's just, I don't know. It's a mid-sized company with some regular, I don't know. It reminds you of Walmart back 20 years ago, just trying to get stuff done and trying to make it. But all right, here we are. So we need to go through. So we need to take this range plus 1. All right, so inclusive, exclusive start at 1. So let's just make sure this is going to print out what I'm thinking. Yeah, the fastest horse race, but the nested for loop going to take much time complexity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That horse question answer was 7, I remember. No way, Ammo, really? You've been hanging around? So have you been on the live streams? Or have you just seen that before? That is awesome. Thank you so much for being here and jumping in the comments. And I don't believe I've seen you comment before. So thank you for joining us. And thank you for announcing that you're here. Curious if you could tell me what time it is where you are. Don't have to tell me where you are. I can I can generalize. Time zone wise, what time it is. Let's see, hang on. You should do one video on time complexity, which is faster, like the for or nested while loop. Oh yes, actually, I think I do have a video on list comprehension. Yeah, I'm a newbie at your challenge. Awesome. Yeah, I believe I did list comprehension, and it is 6:10 p.m. Awesome. Okay, very cool. Yes, a lot of almost everybody on the live stream is on the plus side of the Zulu time, Greenwich Mean Time, or UTC. That timeline has changed so many times throughout my years because I'm a little bit older than most everybody here. But yes, I did a video on timing a for loop, I think through like 1,000,000, and timing then a list comprehension. I did to iterate and write to a list with append with 1,000,000 or 10,000,000. So it was really doing some lifting. And then I did it with list comprehension, and it was, I think it was 2% of the time. I need to go back and find, let's see, timing list comprehension. Yeah, here we are. Compare the speed difference between list comprehension. Here we go. Copy. Which one is faster? So here we are. That is an Ammo. Have you joined the Discord server so you can ask more in-depth questions? 'Cause chat's good. Making comments on video is okay, but if it's going to be like a back and forth, it's much easier, especially sharing code, because Discord was built for those type of reasons. So you just have to do the syntax. I think it's like forget what it is, but we even have our moderator and admin have even put in the server. Let's see where it is. No announcements. Yeah, how to actually write and post code. I have to look it up sometimes because I haven't done it in a while, but I think it's like a string. Yeah, you're able to. I don't know. I love they actually applied for a data engineer at Discord, and they're like, it's a plus if you have a Discord server. I was like, aha, I have a Discord server. So I sent them a link to the server. It's probably a long shot. Can I ask you what age you started coding and waited? Absolutely. So actually just did video on that yesterday. So I started programming at 36, and I'm 47 now. So I've been programming for 11 years. So that was actually kind of the topic of yesterday's video. Is there's an old saying, and I've only just heard it recently. There are two best times to plant a tree: 30 years ago and today. So you can just start now. Doesn't matter. We compare and contrast with everybody else. What we should really be comparing and contrasting is with ourselves, because you can push yourself too much because you're comparing yourself to somebody else. And then also you are if you're really, really good and you become complacent, you're ahead of somebody else and you're like, see, I'm so far ahead of them. It's good and bad. It is, you need to compare yourself to where you were yesterday. That's it. And have a roadmap. So I have a very interesting, well, everything about me. I have a very interesting life, from how I grew up to the experiences that I had as a young person, a young adult. I've already worked 20 years in warehousing. Now I'm on this path of this data journey. Just flipped everything around, and no formal education. Everything that I know, I have sought out and had other sources help me. So there's really no excuse for people to say I can't do that. I had a handicapped sister growing up. Just these things that I had to overcome. My parents were running their own business. Just the social anxieties that I had, just all of these things that I had to work through. And what is so interesting to me is about programming, and then this other journey that I have with jiu-jitsu, because I'm starting over with data and I'm starting over with jiu-jitsu, and the similarities between the two are mind-boggling, are absolutely mind-boggling, because it's a new skill. It's a new thing to get your brain to work around. So I promise, if I can, with my dyslexia and with my ADHD, and it's thinking through a problem. An algorithm is nothing more than instructions with decision points converted from our human brain. Because I don't know if you were here. So we're building a list of videos that we're going to be doing. And I want to improve this right here. Separate your ideas from yourself. So when something goes wrong, the idea was wrong. You were not wrong. And I'm just scratching the surface with this one right here of really beginning to communicate this. I was aware I was doing this, but not to the degree of me verbalizing that statement. Separate you from your ideas. So if you're wrong, that is pinning the wrongness on you. The idea was wrong. The concept was wrong, but you wanting to solve it isn't wrong. So how can it be holistic? It's these parts and pieces of us. So, all right, I digress. I'm just sorry I got on that high horse for a second, but it's really important because literally I watch people come and they say, I can't program, while I'm standing beside at night watching somebody going, I can't do jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, would you expect to be able to do both of these when you sit down and you're typing at the computer, or you're sitting down and this is your third week and you can't do it? It is really eerie, the similarities between jiu-jitsu and programming. Uncanny. Same, unlocking our human brain to do these two things. And you're like, but a human brain is not. You're getting your body to do things that are counterintuitive. I'm obsessed with counterintuitiveness. All right, let's get this first row done, and then maybe I'll answer some more questions. All right. Okay. Now you can ask me any question, and pretty personal, just not anything identity wise, but I'll pretty much answer any question anyone has, because I want everybody to be motivated and have the support that they need and deserve. We throw around these words, deserves, but we're doing the wrong deserve. Everybody deserves to have self-esteem. Everybody deserves to have self-worth. Everyone deserves to be listened to. And really, everyone deserves to be coached when they make a wrong decision. And those are the things that I don't think we do very well as a society anymore. All right. Okay, so we got that. Let's get this to print out. 1. Okay, so we at least have this coming out because we're taking. So you might say, why are we adding 1? Well, in our range function, this is inclusive, this is exclusive. So if I'm given 1, I need to have this be 2. All right, if that makes sense. If we need to go over range function more, just somebody say something, and we will. Well, thank you very much. Let's get to code. Absolutely, I greatly appreciate it. Let's do this. All right. Okay. So we're going through, and then the first time through, we need to take and we need to append. So we take out and append. I. Okay, so this algorithm is that's not going to work. And let's just look at this. So I am really trying to spend time on, because here's another topic. And this is tied to, if you've heard me talk about what illusionists exploit with our brains. Our brains are doing so much more while you're making a decision than you think. I promise. Like when you really start, go and look up peanut butter and jelly sandwich explanation. Instructions to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You assume so many things when you're doing this. So when you're writing an algorithm, our brain is making so many of these decisions, and you can't do any assumptions. You have to articulate every single step. So right now, this will work in one case. So let's look. And it just threw up. Okay, built-in functions method. Object is not subscribable. Okay, what? Oh, because I am using all of the wrong syntax. There we are. All right, and then output. So I get row 1, but if I were to change this to 2, I'd change this to 2, and not F2, but 2. Now watch. And I should be doing print out. Print out. Boom. All right, so that's wrong. So what we're going to need to do is so we need to look at the previous item in the list. Because, I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve this one, everyone. Because this is heading out of my abilities. But we'll spend some time on it. All right, this is also very important. Do things that scare... Hang on, do things that scare you. Can't say... I know that sounds cliche, but it's 100% true. Everything I do pretty much terrifies me. And it's almost like I went through a phase that it was like out times +1. I love it. Let's try that. Whatever I didn't want to do that day, I was like, well, that's unfortunate. That means that's exactly what I have to do today. So I know what I really don't want to, what I'm dreading to do today. So that's the task that I'm doing today. I don't want to do it. Don't really know why. It's not that big of a deal. But getting started, I equate it to pushing a car. When you start to push the car and the car's stationary, man, that first movement of that pushing a standstill car is so unbelievably challenging and hard. But once it gets moving, it's a whole lot easier. Just isn't. So output times row plus 1. All right. Let's look at this. Out times num row. Why didn't that do that? Num row plus 1. Oh, I didn't. Seriously? Int can't concatenate list. All right. Is that what you were thinking? Because I'm determining because right now I can't even while, or is this going to be a while loop? I'm thinking this is a while loop. Yeah. What do you think about that? Let's start with a while. While count less than num row. Do this. Then we're going to need to count plus 1. Don't want to forget this. Whenever I do a while loop, I always forget this. So I've tried to start putting that in on the first thing. All right. So how long have we been on? We already did the video for today. Yay. 44 minutes. All right. But no, I was very hesitant about this video, and it kind of scared me. So I was like, we got to do this. I've got to get comfortable solving these problems. So let's see. So what's step 1? So if we have the list, so 1 is, it's always going to be 1, right? So the list, so no matter what, it's going to have, so if it's given, so it's 0, you think it could do 0? I feel Leetcode throwing in 0, because if I were to hard code this right here and do output, then input, let's see what the constraints are on, let's see, constraints. And then also I don't think we've spent any time looking at constraints, but if you're on the Leetcode page, the problem, it says constraint here. I'll just copy it over, and you can see what I'm talking about. We had one where we weren't. There we are. Constraints. So it's going to be between 1 and 30, including both ends. So if you think about it, whenever you see greater than or equal to, so this is in between. This one always made the most sense to me. Whenever I'd had a range of something, and instead of doing like greater than and less than, I go, wait a minute, I can put this in between and make my chevrons point in the right direction. Don't know. I've always been able to, this one always made the most sense to me. But all right. So it's going to be at least 1, because if we design this algorithm where it's always looking at the last item in the list. So when I say the last item in the list, let's go over what the first element and the last element is always 1. Of of the last list. Got it. Okay. And if it's length of 1, it's the top of the pyramid. It's just 1, but it's still 1. But yes, very good. I 100% Vinky agree that first and last is always 1. So we go odd, even, odd, even, odd. Plus, 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 plus. Okay, I think I have. Follow me through here and see if we think I have this algorithm. Now, this first part is going to be, we're going to need to come up with something creative to do it. But basically it's input 1, so we need to cycle through here. So we need to go and grab the last item in output, right? And we put a 1 in it. Then if it's a length of 1, we do 1 plus 1. Now, the next, let's just solve this right here. So we want to build this list, and all we have is these 2. So we look at the last one. The first automatically, like Vinky has pointed out, row 1, okay, row, a list times, okay, so we're going to multiply I plus 1. Yes, that is 100% if, I think we're going to hard code. Well, I don't know. Let's design an algorithm to at least be able to build this, because I'm wondering if we're going to hard code these 2. For the first one, do that. First one, do that. Then we could design an algorithm from here out. Do we agree? Yeah, I have to use 2 loops. I think that I believe that's the only way around this. I don't think we can get away with 1 loop, because, and this is not designed the same, because this does not follow this design. Because this design is 1, then 1 plus the next 2 to get 2, and then here. So then here is a 1, this one and this one added together, this one and this one added together, then a 1. So now let's look at this. So this is sitting here. So while this would still be true while, because this length, while len of out less than, bingo. Here we go. So we're going to keep looking backwards. Then out primer. Oh, give me a second. Sorry, I just had a whole bunch of random thoughts go through my head. So output -1. So what I'm doing, okay, output -1, previous just throwing this against the wall, everyone. So what I'm doing is, what that instruction is I'm saying go and pull the last one. While this isn't long enough, while continuously, it would be the equivalent of this right here. So if I were to bring this bracket here, this would be like if this was 3 and we were going to go to here, because 1, 2, 3. All right. So I would check my list of lists. I would have 2 contents, length of 2, and then we're going to 3, hypothetically. So this would keep doing it, and then I'm pulling out the previous one. So it would be this one, and I'm assigning it to, I'm just grabbing this list. That's where I am right now. Not exactly sure if this is going to work, but we're gonna try it, and then we're gonna look at, see what some of the other solutions are. And I'm probably over engineering, and I know that about myself. See, that's also super important, is knowing who you are, and knowing where you can go astray. And it's not a negative, because I would actually argue you focus onto that, and then you become more self-aware, and then it actually turns into a strength, where then you don't practice any of your strengths, and those can then turn into weaknesses. So so many different things about ourselves and human nature that just intrigue me and confound me all at the same time. So all right, so here we are. So let's design this our last loop, or our most inner loop of how we're going to do this. So if I were to look to here, and my length is 2. So what is the rule for this? I take all right. I was going to say we take the first and multiply it by the next. Not multiply. Apologize. We take the first and we add it to the next, right? And we take the, all right. So here we are. We add a 1. Shoot. So, okay. So we're going to have to hard code in a 1, loop through this list, and then hard code in a 1. You follow me? So this thing is, and again, I may be over engineering this, very well aware. Hard code in 1, take the first, add it to the next. And then if it's the last, we stop, then we add our hard code in a 1. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. So we learned the constraint has to be 1. So we can get away with are we going to be able to get a hard code with 1? Yeah, okay. So we can literally get away with hard coding of 1, because it's going to at least be 1, and it's going to go up to 30. Let's see what happens. Count. Oh, we don't need this anymore, because we're doing our loop here. So we're getting rid of that. Let's see how we are here. Oh yeah, okay. And stop. So that I got stuck in a continuous loop, an infinite loop, because I wasn't doing anything. I was not changing. So what's the rule to get from, I feel, so this one hard coded. This one I feel take this. We iterate through. We could make this really fancy, but we're going to cheat and we're going to hard code this where it's... So if you really think about this, it would be the same design, but it would be overly complicated. For the length of... For a greater than I, so we could really overcomplicate this and over-engineer this. This has to be a length of 2. So if hang on, let me see this. Sorry, more, my wife's really not feeling well today. I don't know. I wanted her to go to the doctor today, but it is what it is. All right, if len, okay, if len out equals 1, then append. This is I know this is cheating. I know this is cheating. I know there's a way to do this longhand, but I can't think of it. And if I can spell weird. There we go. Okay, so if, let's see, ammunition. I have gotten a hint for you, use factorial. Factorial? Oh, is that it? Wait a minute. How we get to... Okay. Six. But how we get 4? I get... Okay, so... Using NCR formula... I'm unaware of that. My math is n factorial divided by n minus r. What's r? What's r? I don't see that. I don't know if that, because I guess I could kind of see where you're saying if we have a 3, we have to do 3 factorial, but where then do we do, what's the formula to get 4 in this output? Hang on one second. Then append 1. All right. Else. Then we take previous out -1. All right. So then now we need to take this inner equals there. So now I'm building this. And actually it would be that. Let's see. Recursion won't work. I guess that's Pascal's formula. R is the position of row. Yeah, recursion, Fibonacci, I mean, it's Fibonacci adjacent because we're A plus B and we're moving over. So I want you to see this. So that for, and also pointers. Then we have to go, come on, why isn't this? Seriously? Okay. So then we have to move over. So it's always, so we're checking to see, oh, and then also we need to do the length of previous. And again, this feels very over-engineering. Len previous. So what am I doing? I care about this because I have to go my inner, so I'm here. So we have this and this. Let's see where we are. Let's get this. I'm looking at the triangle. I just got the number of the sum of two numbers above them. Really? Awesome. Was that with recursion? Or was that with factorial? In NCR formula? I don't know in NCR formula. Hang on one second. I don't know if I got closed in the house or if, let's see. Today, okay, everybody's back to where they are. I'm looking at the triangle. I just got the number. No worries. Hey, look. Let's make this really, really clear. There is nobody needs to apologize for anything because I want everyone to have successes. Again, separate the idea being incorrect from you being incorrect. So really, really want to. No. And I know the internet is a rough place. It's the Wild West. No, I'm really hesitant. I want all sorts of ideas. So if you listen to hear how I even said it, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't want to. So I saw a video of Jeff Bezos. He always spoke last because he had a very big concern about him saying something first that would stop someone having a medium kind of maybe possible good idea that could get the room talking. So during my course of development over the past probably 5 or 6 years, it turned into being my job of we'd get in a room, we'd have something, nobody would want to talk. My job, indirectly, what I learned later, was to throw out a crazy idea. The essence of it, the soul of it, was good. It was rough, so rough around the edges. Then everybody started going, well, hey, wait a minute. What if we do this? What if we do that? And then we'd all start talking. And after an hour, we had a really good idea. Not just a solution, but all the steps to the solution. So I want you to be very hesitant of apologizing about anything. I want crazy ideas. Because look, I can already feel this is garbage. But I'm not going to learn how to do something like this if I don't start with garbage. All right? It's got to start ugly. I'm writing some very ugly code right now. There's a possibility that this isn't going to work. High possibility this isn't going to work. High possibility this isn't going to do what I want. And a very, very high possibility is that this is over-engineered and the time complexity is going to be absolutely insane. So I don't want anybody, we can say bad idea, but, okay, there we go, Venki. X plus y to the power of n, you get the coefficients. Really? So how? All right, so what my dilemma is, I'm not disagreeing. Please don't assume, because please don't. So we have to come up with an algorithm to, like Venki has already called out, slap a 1 on both ends. Then we're going to need to iterate through, look at the previous list, and this may be a complete Fibonacci thing where I am not seeing it. Because for each row, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was about to say, is really the number of row, is it in the middle? Because if it was going to be that, I was going to go absolutely insane. So, all right, it is not that. So we have a middle number. So my eyes are drawn to my pattern recognition. 1, 2, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. And Venki's already pointed out a 1 is on both ends. So that's why I started out with my inner on 1650 right here, already having a 1. So we're hard code 1, do our algorithm, and then slap a 1 at the end. Ooh. Venki is exceptional at math. Basically, I like that. Will that work for 5? For row 5s? So how would we do that? So you said the coefficients. 1, 3, 3, 1. That's some good math right there. All right, so if you're not looking in the comments, Venki is, if you've not already learned, Venki is exceptional with math. Even for n. Does that work? Will that work for, so how would we pull out the coefficients? I like that a lot. So if we had the coefficient, so if we did four rows, it'd be 4x. Would that work? My math can't handle that. Denki, that is super good. Check 4 and 5. All right. Okay. I gotcha. Let's see. Venki is exceptionally smart. Ammo, I don't know if you were here yesterday, 2 days ago, but that's Venki's math right there. And solved our title column title count. So yes, Venki is exceptional with math. Because I was tiptoeing around this, I couldn't make the transition or the leap to it. Let me check the lighting. Feel like the lighting. Teether. Yeah. All right. So no more videos. I've got to do a LinkedIn video later today. I'm trying to get myself warmed up, but and I want to start doing these junior and seniors. But we're doing a video a day, and now I have what we have. I need to do a better one with recursion and actually explain it best. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have videos for at least a week, because I'm just going to do five a week. I'm not going to do 7 days a week anymore, because that was a tremendous amount of work. All right, why isn't that closing? Here we go. All right, so back to here. I like that math. I love that math, Venki, but I don't know if we can pull out the coefficients, because So how would we pull that out? Does 4 work? 1, 4, 6, 4. You've got to be kidding me. That's the math. That is the math. Vinky has the solve. Now we just have to figure out how to get the coefficients out. Hello, how are you? Kratos? Is that it? Thanks for joining us today, Kratos. That's how I would say it. If it is different, please correct me. Join and I want to learn Python. Well, this is the place to come and learn Python. We do all sorts of challenges. We do. I'm trying to publish a video back to every day a week, 5 days a week, and then we do these live streams as well. And let's see. Yeah, the video I did 2 days ago. My goodness, I just looked. It already has 315 views, and for me, that's a lot. And if you've not subscribed and hit the like button, please do that. And please make sure you're hitting the Discord server. Sure, go and start with episode 1 on my channel. Oh, and actually, I thought about that if I need to do a reaction view of me watching that first video. It is awful. From the contents is fine, but me in the video is awful. The quality of the video is so bad. I did not understand. I was just going through, but Kratos, I would just start with learning how to assign variables, understand the difference between the main types of variables: integers, floats, and strings. Because you could spend days on just that alone, and understanding, iterating through a string, and understanding the anatomy of a string, that it is immutable, but you can slice it and use pieces of it. I would 100% start there. Convert an integer to a string, and then a string back to an integer. So I just gave you like 3 days of stuff to do right there. I would start exactly there. Join the Discord. Come and hang out on the live streams if you can, if that's a good time of day. And make sure you're subscribed, because the videos, and you'll be able to search easier. Also, if I've found the best way to get to me, get to my channel, if by chance you haven't subscribed and you don't want to look, or you have subscribed and you can't, and you don't want to search through your subscribed channels, go to YouTube and search for at Python Basics, one word, and my channel pops up right at the top. So there we are. But yeah, I would start with those things right there, get very comfortable with those, and then just, like I said, you have that's at least 2 or 3 days of things to do right there. And like I said, and then come and hang out on the live streams or send me questions in Discord. So all right. So Vinky has a solve. I am not smart enough to pull out the coefficients. Vinky, you work on that. I'm going to try this iteration. But, man, I love that solution. That is so elegant. So if you're not looking at chat, Vinky has the solve for this. You take x plus y plus x, and then you multiply, or you raise it to the power of the row. And these are the coefficients. So when you have x plus y squared, it's 1, and then so on, and as you come down through. Now, my only issue is how do you extract the coefficients before? I love the math. That's phenomenal. Let's see. Let's look at something and then out, append, enter. Let's just get this to work, and enter is not what? Name enter is not defined. I'm looking at enter right now. Out.append enter. So it's not hitting this. It's saying else. Okay. Let's see. You have more than 1,000 episodes. Well, it's an easy answer. My click-through rate is low. So I get that comment a lot. So I just have to get in front of people's eyeballs, get them to click and watch. So the two main issues that YouTube rates you on is if they see your thumbnail, if they see the suggestion of your video and you click on it, then how much of that video do you watch? And the higher both of those numbers are, the more you get suggested. And that's the trick. I don't have the time or the luxury to work on better thumbnails. I am working on better titles. I am trying to work on that. And I'm trying to let the content just grow. I'm getting some light issues. There we go. And grow from there. So, all right. We're at 1 hour and 20. Vinky has a solution. I'm trying to get this to go. So else, sorry, this is already flawed. So if you look right here, this is flawed because we're not hitting this else. Because then, well, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I need 3. That needs to be in here. All right. There we go. So now, yeah, there's 1,105 videos, I believe. Today's video will be actually, 1,105. So, all right. So now, for I in previous, for index in range len previous. So what am I doing right here? So if you're super new, you can use some AI to design thumbnails and use chatbot for titles. Yes, but also I'm concerned about losing the episode, the continuity between the episodes. And also I have learning Python is a very niche segment inside of YouTube. So you have to be, it's a small, it's a subset of a subset. So there's only 15 million programmers on the planet. Then 8 of those are 8 of those, 8 million of those are Python, and then a specific, so it's just a subset of a subset. Hey Nico, how are you today? So we're going through Pascal's triangle here. Vinky has a solution. I'm unable to draw out the coefficients, but we're trying something right now. So, but Kratos. So here's something about slicing and negative indexing. So go and when you make one more note, look up negative indexing, slicing. So you have slicing and you have indexing. They're adjacent. They're complementary to each other. So they use the same type of structure, but they do different things. Indexing is one piece. Slicing is multiple. Think about, because actually I think the graphic that I use is a loaf of bread. So I have my name in a loaf of bread, and underneath I have the indexing. So when you index, you get a slice. You get a slice of bread. When you are slicing, you get multiple slices of bread, multiple pieces of bread. So, all right, so what I'm doing here is I'm utilizing this slicing. So out is a list, which happens to have a list inside of it. Then I'm grabbing the last object. So even if it only has one object, the last object is the last object. It just happens to also coincide with the last object is the same as the first object. So, oh, that may be the answer, the first object and the last object. Do while first object and next object aren't the same. Then I don't have to do this. But I need the index. Okay, never mind. Out of range, so we're gonna need to try. Okay, so then I'm gonna iterate through this. I'm looking at that index, and then I need to add. So this plus, so I'm 2, so I'm hard coding this. This plus the next one is 2. So previous index. I didn't get it, but you were using Python to create Pascal's triangle. Yeah, were you already aware? I'm unaware of the term Pascal's triangle, but yes. So scroll up to the top in chat and go to that. Click on that web address, that URL, and it'll take you to a page called Leetcode and the actual challenge, and you'll see the little graphic of what it's doing. But you have the top row. Row 1 is just 1. Row 2 is 2 ones. And as you look here, they correspond. If you look right here, so I'm going to look at row 3. So 1, 2, 3. And it's 1, 2, 1. And the way that it's designed is since this 2 is below this 1 and 1, you add them together. And if you look at the graphic, you can see it. Let's pull it over. So if you're not actually able to click over to it, bring this over here. So here's the graphic. 3, 3, 1 and 3 is 4, 3 and 3 is 6, 3 and 1 is 4. Boom. That's this triangle, and I think I've maybe heard of Pascal's triangle before, but I'm not 100%. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking back at the previous list. So this is extremely complicated for somebody new, so just kind of hang in there with me and focus on indexing and what I'm saying, iterating through. Try to make yourself a list like this and then do a for loop on it, and do for I in whatever your loop is called, colon, and then print I, and just see what happens, and you'll be intrigued. I was kind of hooked after I saw what a for loop could do. All right. So try, because we're going to have an index. We're going to have an index out of range problem, because I'm going to be taking this, multiplying it by the next index. Let's see. All right. I know we're not going to be able to solve this today, so we're probably going to drop here. We're at an hour and 28. So we'll try to do a little bit more, see how far we go. We already have a mathematical solution. I just don't know how to, I can't envision how to pull the coefficients out, because that math is great. Vinky has a outstanding, elegant solution for the math, but I'm unable to see how to do it by pulling out the coefficients. Vinky, what you could do, I don't know. You think on that? There's got to be a solution. I mean, if we're doing the math and we're having it create, we could easily just come up with a way to number the coefficients and just pull them out. But all right, I want to do it this way, going through. So as I'm going through this index num equals previous index plus previous index plus 1. Try. I could clean this up. So I'm doing a try because you do a try when you know you can have it throw an error. Then inner dot append dot num pass. Then when I get done here, then I'm gonna inner dot append, put a 1 in there. This feels very, very ugly, but we're gonna try it. All right, so I'm kind of close. So let's see. So I didn't get a 2 here. Why didn't I get a 2 there? So let's go. Let's go through this one time. So 0 index. So I get my 1, I'm looking, then I come back over here and I do this plus this. Ha ha ha. Num equals 0. No. That's a stupid light. Okay. We're so close. We're so close to this. No, this isn't right. Because this just, where am I getting, why am I looping through here? Previous. Inner length of previous 0 is 2. We're going to do this twice. Wait a second. length minus 1. That can't be it. That's it. I'll go over what I just did in just a second. Oh, so close. So close. So close. 1, 3. What does it reset for? All right. Hang on one second. Who all is here? Venky, you can explain this. Okay. Okay, previous index plus previous index minus 1. But, okay, all right. I see possibly where you're going. But when I got to here, and where my output was crazy. It was 1, 3, 1. All right, so let's go back. So this worked on accident because it doesn't exactly work. So let's print out what index is to make sure we're getting what we expect, because this is always a index 0. Okay, now let's go to 4. So index 0, index 0, index 1. So index 0, that's this one, because you can't, as we add a range. So then this one we get our 3. So we're here 0, 1. But then why are we repeating if we're only printing out 0 and 1? Okay, let's try Venky's solution. Index, and let's just throw it against the wall, because Venky's probably losing. That's closer. All right. What? Okay. So my issue is here. So we are getting 0 and 1 and print out. Oh, we know what num is. Print num. But why? Whoa. Oh, 2. Okay. Index 3, 1. You change the range from 1 to length. Ah. But wait a minute, but I'm already going to be, but I do need, right. You change the range. But we do need to be minus 1, because we'd have an index out of range problem, wouldn't we? Or am I missing? You know what? Let's try it. That's a lot of changing that I'm doing, and I'm done. A big fan of this. Okay. Let's go back. So index out of range. So the length. So enter. Did this work for 1? We didn't even check this to see if. Okay. 2. Okay. And then 3 it works. And then when we get to 4, we have a problem. Because let's get rid of that. Whoa. I may drop here in a second because I think I need to go deal with something. Yeah. The lighting is already pretty bad. Oh, very bad. I promise I'm going to get that sheet fixed because it bothers me. I don't know how much my wife is going to love seeing. I need to figure out. I'm going to knock that over. Where in the world is that coming from? It doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at a towel that is blocking the sun. And right here, I guess I'm going to need to take my hand and walk it up. Oh, I think I see it now. The towel is so raggedy that it is shining all the way through the towel. All right, let's see. Any pressing questions before we drop? Because there's a handful of us here. And we're at, what, an hour and a half? Hour and 39 minutes. And I got started kind of early. It's 9:20 here. I'll finish working on this and not to bore everybody for tomorrow. And we will go from there. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I absolutely love this. As always, be on the lookout for the video that publishes today. Send any requests over to Discord. If there's any problems you're struggling with, you're like, I just can't get why this is doing this, please drop it in Discord. I want to help you solve all the little problems because it's usually probably something pretty simple. And it's always like this right here. I need to tweak something just a little bit. So I need, because we're just over just a touch. But thank you always. Thank you everyone for being here. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye.